Okay, so the left-hand one was just set up before. Again, ball was a little forward, as we said, and a slightly more into that sort of capital Y setup, rather than, as you'll see on this one here, that lowercase y. So the lead arm is slightly further forward towards your left thigh, but your head needs to remain, a straight line, behind the golf ball. When we do this change in a second, we'll show you. You start off with a club head up like that. You see the club now is turned to the ground, so it's turned from sort of straight up. 11 o'clock kind of tilted there, okay? And then the club goes down. When you do this, though, you need to make sure you twist the club between your fingers. You're not just taking your hand this there and just doing that. If you do that, then you come back to there. The club's in the same position, okay? So you're moving the club head there, and then it goes down. Now, when you twist, you're going exactly there. You go. That's probably too far, but exactly. We'll show you sort of checkpoints you can have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So when the club then goes down here, now we can see the club head is closed, and the position you are now, your left arm and the right arm are more capital Y setup. Then what you do now, you push the handle forward there, and in this place, then you see how your head goes. That's just the shadow on your neck area there. See how the shadow's changing there? So you can see your head's moving back just a smidgen.
Yeah.
Just getting behind the golf ball, yeah?
You said go behind.
Yeah, so you want that lowercase Y, as you said. So your head's behind the ball, the hands are in front. Now what that will help you do, as long as you're gripping it looser, I don't think it'd be loose yet, but you're looser, okay? You can make the twist at the top of the back, so we can hinge and let body parts move, and we get the golf club back. So that right hip now is moved on the way back, yeah?
That leg's nice and straight.
The leg is straightening. I mean, we don't lock it out, but if I'm turning my hip here now, stands to reason, this knee is going to go back. I don't want to be going kind of sliding this way, okay? And the length of backs in therefore is longer. You watch the movement of this right hip on this one here now as you go back, okay? Slides a bit out to the green line there, and there's not much of a backswing there, okay? The knee's gone a bit further forward, you're a bit stuck, your left arm hasn't really gone past you. But you said about trying to get your left shoulder to point to the golf ball, you almost point your shoulder down rather than twisting it. We twist the torso, which creates that left shoulder going down, as opposed to you actually trying to point it back there, okay? So if you look at the length of backswing there now compared to that one, your angles are going round further. So you're just creating more power, which is why when you come back to golf ball, you can hit it further without having to hit it so hard. Okay, so back into impact there again. You can see now where your hands come back into. There's the position of the club. So if your hands were to start on the golf club back here, so more towards the middle of you, lowercase y, sorry, capital Y, and then you move into impact like this, where's that club going to point? And that's the position you're going to want to come back into. If I said you hit this bag here, you'd be coming in that way. You wouldn't sort of go in and hit it like that, you see, yeah? So if the hands start too far in the middle and then they move forward impact, which they're going to naturally do, your club face now is going to point to the right. There's the reason why you curve the ball left to right, okay? You then try and fix that with throwing the club over the top and moving the body and all these different things that we will do. And again, sometimes when you play regularly, you might get a groove and hit a lot of nice shots, but it's just consistency of the long haul. You've got four wrongs making a right. Well, when they're making a right, golf's great, this is easy, yeah? And then out of the blue, and you go, whoa, what's happened here? And then the shots start going terribly. And if we're an overthinker, which everyone has to be fair, if you're overthinking your shots, when one shot goes wrong, we always question, what did I do wrong there? Why did it go wrong? And then you change something, and then it goes wrong again. Oh, no, we change. And then you go that sort of spiral sort of staircase of getting worse and worse and worse, thinking more and more and more, getting tighter and tighter in the grip.
On my drives, I tend to use two balls.
Yeah.
I hit the first ball and it goes 10 yards. And then I go, for God's sake, Sarah. And I have a stern word for myself. And
then hit another one.
Perfect.
Yeah, because it's the one time in golf you're hitting exactly the same shot from the same position, so your brain can react. Your swing hasn't changed really from what it was before.
And I say,
how did
I do that?
Your brain's able to react. If you stood on that tee there and say you teed off first and you mishit it and went 10 yards, you said, and then you stepped off and then Vicky teed off and Dawn and maybe a third person, and you stood there, had a conversation for 2 minutes, okay, had a chit chat, and then stepped up again, you do the same shot again badly. You wouldn't do that really good shot because it's so quick afterwards. The same as like if you miss a small putt, yeah, you'll be stood there and you'll miss a two, you go, oh, what a plonker. You'll drag it back and you just hold it with your eyes shut, yeah, because your brain's able to realise what it needs to do to just slightly. If you miss that putt on the fifth, had the same putt 6 holes later, you may miss it again, because you're not able to react to that shot. You see, golf is all about hitting the first shot correctly, yeah?
And maybe if I did a practice shot.
Possibly, yeah. I think if you do, and I always say to people, if you do a practice swing, there's no set number you've got to have. You've got to make the first practice swing where you go, yeah, that felt good. If you go, doinking at the ground a foot behind the ball, well, do another one, Give
Yeah.
yourself that brain chance to sort of react and adjust. But you've got to get into a good position at setup. So for me, what we generally look at, as I say, is that sort of lowercase y at address as a reference point on the golf course, because you can't see yourself on the course from face on, obviously. What I would do at home is practice getting into this position. But from your point of view, generally, when you look down, your hands are over your left foot there, okay? So if I'm setting up here now in the correct position, I will send it to you. When I set up here now in that sort of lowercase y, if I look down now, my hands kind of go on top of my left foot there. If I bring my hands back here, there's daylight between my club shaft and my left foot. So pushing the hands here now, get in my slightly tilted position. This whole shoulder is higher. I'm more here. That's now going to return this club back to the golf ball straighter. And if I'm looser, I can grip it a lot looser and get some more speed, okay? Hit the ball further and straighter, What happened before was you were gripping it quite tight, inability to sort of swing the golf club with any speed, and then you try to hit it harder, which generally comes from that right shoulder. So, you had 3 or 4 things that were sort of conflicting against each other. And sometimes they would work, On a rare occasion, we go on the golf course, you can just click and things can time it well, and the golf's easy, and away you go. But once that first 2 or 3 shots start going wrong, we overthink. And it could be something just as simple. So that you're on the golf course and you might tee off the first really good, hit a lovely second shot, and you feel, I'm on top of the world. And you're in a great little conversation, you get to go, yes, sir. And then you duff one about 3 yards in front, and you go, here we go again. And now you then start, exactly, then you're back into that sort of mindset, okay? So for me, it's going to be practicing the setup, getting into that Y shape, holding the golf club upside down and just getting some swishes, just get as much sound as you can. Do that for 2 or 3 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day doing that will be a massive benefit.
The thing that I'm not doing is because I got fed up with it, I'm not going to the driving range. And Vicky goes to Bryn Hill and she's near it, and she does something and she says, goes to the food shop, and then she says, I'm just going to go and hit some balls. And that's why she's got better.
I think if you go to the range and practice with a purpose, and we've discussed with her, there is something to get benefit from it. But if we find difficulty getting there, or we don't enjoy it,
and exactly, and then as soon as she's enjoying it, she's doing it more.
Exactly. So it's always that kind of knock-on effect. If you enjoy something, you'll do it more. If you do it more, you get better. You do it better, you get enjoy it more. It's just that cycle. If you're not enjoing it, you do worse. You don't want to go any more. You do less, you get worse. And so on. So, but I would say, if you can spend 2 minutes a day, upside down club, just getting that swish, Just imagine sort of beating the bag and stuff. Just get that sort of swishing of that club. That will loosen you, and you'll start feeling the sort of almost like muscle memory of what you're trying to achieve, and that's what it comes down to. You've got to be able to stand on that golf course and go, okay, I know what a good setup looks like, and I can get there pretty quickly. I would say for you, if you could practice in front of the mirror, and I say, we'll send this video through so you can reference it, what you're going to look like. You can do that every day. So in front of the mirror, getting yourself set up correctly to a point where you don't need to do the old lift the club, twist it, drop it down. I could sort of say, hey Sarah, see you on the golf course, throw a golf club in mid-air, and you can go, and you'll stand in the perfect spot. You'll be there going, what did he say again? Where's my hands? If at any point you're stood there going, what am I doing? Or what have I got to do again? You haven't got it ingrained. And it's just got to become muscle memory. That's the thing. It's like learning to speak a language, you see, If I said to you a sentence now in a different language, you could say it back to me. 3 or 4 goes, you probably get it exactly right. But if you never said it again, I saw in a month, I said, okay, so what's it? There was like, it's gone in it, You're not fluent.
Well, and then you're dealing with an older person whose memory's rubbish.
Well, exactly. I'm trying to learn Welsh, I know exactly what it's like, The language is not easy to sort of pick up and stuff, and having no background from it in the start anyway, so things take longer. But if I do it every single day and I'm immersed in it, I got a chance, Does that make sense in terms of setup, So I think it's rehearsing that setup at home, starting with it here, twist it, drop it on the ground, hands go forward, head goes behind the goal. And it's only a smidgen. I mean, you see the shadow on your sort of shoulders there. It's not moving them. You're not moving your head kind of over here somewhere. It's moving just a couple of inches, And that's a big difference in golf. 2 or 3 inches impact makes a massive difference, isn't it? Okie dokie. Very good.